What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about Aterian Inc., ticker symbol ATER. Let's take a look at the chart and see what we have going on, because today is actually a glimmer of hope, right? Over the past couple of weeks, this stock has been getting beaten down. A lot of people have been disappointed in the way this stock has been performing. They've been hoping for a big rally in price. And it looks like today we are finally getting a somewhat sizable rally, right? We're up 11%. Obviously, it's not remaking a lot of the losses that people have experienced because we haven't actually, made new highs or anything. But it is good news. We see some big volume on this stock. We've got a lot going on, a lot that we need to talk about for the potential future of this stock. And I think that this could be potentially a real bounce in the stock price, right? The past while, it has been dropping and it's been looking fairly bearish, right? When we've been breaking through support levels, making new lows since the run-up, and people have been getting wary of this stock, but I think this has the potential, at least, to be a real bounce. Now, obviously, it could continue to drop further. It's not guaranteed that this stock will shoot up in price, but there are some potential reasons why it might. Now, first of all, if you look at Aterian Inc. on Ortex, you can see the short data, and one of the key reasons why I'm starting to think this stock might be at the end of its downward trend is because you can see that shorts are beginning to cover, right? Obviously, there was a massive short interest on this stock. A lot of it dropped when this thing spiked up. A lot of shorts had to cover then. But since then, we have actually been seeing decreasing short interest, right? Shorts have been covering their positions, getting out of the stock because it is starting to return to some very important levels, right? If you actually look back at the past year, you can see that this stock was trading around $6 to $10, really, before it had a massive run up all the way to almost $50. Now, since then, obviously, it has been on a big downward trend. We made lows of 3, but I believe that was likely an overextension to the downside. I don't think that this stock was really meant to be valued at $3 per share. Obviously, it was only valued at $3 per share for a very short amount of time and then proceeded to pump up massively, right? We hit $20 just about. If you look back over the past 30 days, we were hitting $20 twice, and that acted as a massive resistance level for the stock, which I anticipated, right? The day prior, I was warning people about $20 because $20, if you look over the past year, was acting as both a key support level and a key resistance level, and it made sense that that was the location that shorts would likely choose to bounce the stock off of, because traders would then partake in selling shares based off of the TA that had gone on with it, right? They would realize that $20 was a very important level, and if they saw massive downwards pressure off of 20, then that would be kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy that it would continue to move down in a big way. We actually ended up shooting down all the way to $9 off of that big downwards dump in stock price. Since then, we have rallied up a bit, but now we have been over the past couple of weeks just trending downwards, making new lows, which has worried a lot of people, right? A lot of people were very disappointed to see that after this stock hit above $18, that we then dumped down to $11.25 and gained some support there. However, we then broke through, hit $9. And more recently, we've broken through $9 and have been getting support at $8. You can see that we have bounced up today. Today was actually, the first day that's looking pretty bullish over the past couple of days, right? We have been just trending down and getting dumped on. Potentially, a lot of people thought last Friday that we'd be breaking through $8 and sticking below that. It looks like that's not the case, right? Because we have seen $8 act as a fairly important resistance level in the past, right here. And even here, you could kind of count that as an $8 thing, even though it was more so $10 that this thing bounced off of. But $8 still, kind of acted as a bit of a resistance here. So my guess is that 8 will now likely be the support for this stock, that we probably won't be moving too far below 8 as long as no more massive shorts come in, no more bad catalysts. Obviously, we could continue on this downtrend, but 8 makes a lot of sense to be a level, especially if you look at the past year, where we might be continuing to remain for a while. If we extend this to the left, you can see that $8 is smack dab in the middle of where we had been trading before this massive run-up. It seems like a fairish valuation for the company, even on more of a fundamental level. And you can kind of gain that sense from seeing the short interest, right? The short interest is dropping now that we've gotten down to this level, and shorts are covering, right? They're actually not covering at too big of a gain. I mean, potentially some shorts are covering, raising us today, right? This is potentially not necessarily a short squeeze, but just a short cover, because obviously, everyone says shorts have to cover at some point. We could be experiencing a bit of that. However, when they're not pressured to do it, they can do it in a somewhat strategic way so that they don't end up screwing themselves and shooting the stock price way up and then having to cover at higher prices. They have more time If there's no pressure, if the stock has just been trending down, then they can just move the stock up a little bit on a couple of days while people have, a lot of people have lost faith in ATER. A lot of people are disappointed with the way it's been performing. And, some people are likely covering, not everyone, some people are holding strong. But we could potentially start seeing this thing moving up again, is my point, right? I think that, especially when you look at the Google Trends data, you can see that all of last week we were moving down search volume wise, right? Fewer and fewer people each day were making lower highs search volume wise on Google Trends for ATER stock. Now, we have actually kind of reversed that. Right now, we have actually started increasing. If you look, last Friday, we made a high of a ranking of 76, and today we've made a high of 83. Now, obviously, this could continue to move up, especially as the stock price does, right? If the stock price continues to move up, which it looks like we are making new highs on this bar this very minute, right? It could be very bullish for the stock, especially, in a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy kind of way, which is often how the stock market tends to act. If more people are taking interest in this stock on, YouTube and Google and even on Reddit, then this stock could continue to pump up as more people hear about it, which it looks like it's continuing to do, right? We made another high on this bar. Now, on Reddit, this stock is only number 6, right? Which is fairly high. There are some stocks that are above it, like Alibaba, GameStop, Clover Health. That's actually seen massive volume today, right? Up 713% mention-wise, but Ethereum is only up 63% mention-wise. Still, there is some room to go on Reddit, right? If people start to look at this stock as a rebound play, because, we have been up to $20, there is the potential, right? If you look at the past year, that we could be moving much higher. This stock is, it isn't a stranger to moving down in massive ways and then up in massive ways. So this could be another bounce on this stock's chart if you can actually extrapolate out into the future, look out into the future, and imagine what this stock might do. There is the potential, obviously, for it to continue moving down and for people who are holding the stock to get crushed, but there's also the potential for it to be moving up. And it really is going to depend on the momentum that we can get from communities like Reddit, communities like, whoever's searching for it on Google and YouTube. If some YouTubers can help garner support for it. I'm not invested in the stock personally, right? I do just make these videos to inform you guys on these squeeze plays, but there is the potential that, communities like the one we have here could continue to pump up this stock if people continue to buy it. Now, I do think, if there ever were a time to be buying this stock other than, right, when it was pumping up the first time, now would be, if I were considering entering it, now would be a point at which I'm entering it. Unfortunately, I am not, right? I have a lot of capital already allocated to other plays. I'm not too interested in this rebound play because it isn't the most promising. However, if you are invested in it already, then it might be worth holding on for a bit instead of selling at a loss, because it does look like there's the potential for this thing to be rebounding. Now, it's not guaranteed, but if you look at the options activity, that can actually give you a bit of an inclination to which way this thing might be swinging over the next couple of days. If you look at the October 15th strike date, you can see that potentially one of the reasons why this thing has been pushed down is because there are very many open interest call options, right? Particularly starting at the $10 strike price. So it may be that, shorts allow this thing to get up relatively high, maybe up to $10, but not quite at $10 until these October 15th call options actually expire. Because the reason they would do that is institutions have likely sold these call options and do not want, 13,000 open interest call options expiring in the money at $10, right? They don't want another 13,000 at $12.50. They don't want 21,000 at $17.50 or at 15 and 11,000 at $17.50. They don't want to end up paying people in shares for the call options that they've purchased, right? They want to just have those options expire worthless to have collected the premium and to make money on those plays. However, just because they're covering their short positions, some of them at least, doesn't mean that they're going to allow this thing to go past $10. It's very likely that they will try to hold this thing below 10 until these call options expire, because that will mean that a lot of people have lost their premiums, that those institutions have made money. Then maybe they might continue exiting their short position, right? That's just my guess. I'm not saying that for sure this thing can't go past 10, especially if we get a lot of momentum. But that's when I would start expecting to see some more resistance from institutions. And instead of what we're seeing right now, where the short interest is trending down, we might actually see the short interest moving back up if we start going above 10, because institutions would likely want to push the thing down. And the best way they can do that, one of the best ways, is by shorting, right? They can short and they can spread misinformation, but those are, two of the best ways that they can actually push a stock price down. And if this thing does move past $10, if it goes above that, they may choose to do it because there are quite a few open interest call options on this stock. Now, you can see that I don't think it's a coincidence that the 750 call options where there are only 4,000 open interest. That's about a third of what we have for all the other strike prices. Um, there is no no doubt in my mind that the reason they have chosen to allow those to remain in the money is because there are very few of them. They're not going to be losing that much, and they would rather take the risk of losing that than risk a big continuing to increase their short position, right? They'd rather get out of their shorts so that they have more firepower for later if this thing does start pumping up. That's just my opinion, right? It's not guaranteed that they are going to push this thing down if it starts moving upwards, but that's something to watch out for. I would watch very closely the $10 level if you are, especially if you're trading options on this stock. These call options, they're risky ones, right? Because they're expiring in a couple of days, and institutions do have a vested interest in keeping this thing below 10 for the next couple of days until those call options expire. So I would watch out for that. Other than that, guys, that's what I have for you on ATER stock. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.